Hey guys, so we're going to be making something that I used to make a lot in university, but I haven't made it for quite a while, so hopefully I remember. The recipe that I included down below is kind of a template, but what I like to do is use that for the rice and the spinach, and everything else I kind of just freestyle, so I use whatever I like. So you'll see the ingredients that I have today. Majority of it is vegetarian except for the crab meat. If you don't want the crab meat, you can substitute it for maybe carrots or maybe even cucumber. So this is fairly easy, but it is a little tricky because you'll need the same ingredients for different steps, so make sure you don't confuse the two. And yeah, it's also going to be very delicious, and the dish itself is a Korean, I guess you could call it an appetizer. It's called Kimbap, and let's get started.
You'll need pickled radish and crab meat sliced into equal sizes, 3 eggs, a sushi roller and 4 to 5 sheets of seaweed, 2 cups of cooked short grain rice, 1 tablespoon of sesame seeds, half a tablespoon of sesame oil. For the spinach, you'll need a cup of baby spinach, 1 teaspoon of sesame oil, half a teaspoon of garlic minced, and a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. The first thing you want to do is fry the eggs. So after scrambling the 3 eggs in a small bowl, pour some oil into the pan and then pour the eggs. Let it sit for a bit, making sure to use a spatula and to lift the edges once in a while so it doesn't stick to the pan. When it looks like the bottom is partially cooked, you'll want to lift both edges into the middle of the omelet. Let it sit for a little longer, and then using your spatula, or whichever way you like, flip it over. I let it sit for a little too long, so it's a little crispier on this side. Bring it over to your cutting board and cut off the edges. Then you'll want to cut them into about 1 centimeter or so thick slices. 1 strip will go on 1 roll. For the spinach mixture, you'll want to break apart the spinach, add in the garlic powder. Minced garlic is better, but I didn't have any, so I had to use the powder form, as well as the salt and sesame oil. For your rice mixture, you'll want to mix the second portion of the sesame oil with the sesame seeds and mix it with your hand. I find it's more thorough when you use your hand instead of a spoon, because then everything sticks to the spoon. Lay your sushi roller on top of your board and make sure you have all your toppings close by. Grab a handful of rice and try to thinly lay it on the sheet of nori. Again, your hands are better for this so that you can properly flatten the rice so it doesn't get too thick. For your crab meat, you'll want to cut it in half. And kids, make sure you don't do what I'm doing here. Make sure everything is cut to about the same size, and then place 1 of each on the bottom part of the sheet. When you're ready, take the bottom of the mat and tightly roll it over and squeeze. Then you'll want to continue rolling until the whole thing is rolled up. Some people actually like to eat it as it is, so they'll just bite into that giant roll. But if you're planning on serving it or bringing it for lunch, you'll want to cut it into little slices. Now, I usually taste test my food at the end, but because I'm cutting off the ends to make it more neat, I tend to eat all the ends. And just keep cutting until you're done.
Ta-da! And here is everything. It actually makes quite a lot. I think I made 5 rolls. And then when you cut it all up, it's enough for 3 to 4 people to take for lunch or to eat right away. But because this is great for lunch, I packed 1 for myself, 1 for my dad, 1 for my brother, and I'll probably put some 1 here and then these later. So as you saw in the video, I actually already ate some, because when I cut off the ends, I just popped them in my mouth. And I already know they taste great, but for video purposes, I will eat one now too. Soft, good, not too salty. The spinach, I definitely should have cooked another cup of spinach. There was not enough, so I made 2 with spinach and then The other 3, because I had extra ingredients, I just rolled those up. I know I said 4 sheets of seaweed, but to be honest, you should always have some extra just in case you have more ingredients and extra rice. Just roll it right up. That's why I said the recipe is great for a template or to follow, but you kind of gotta freeball it. So, yeah. So yeah, comment, like, subscribe, and until next time, bye.